everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Patriots going up against the Dolphins. With that, let's head on down to Miami, where we'll hand it over to the two men calling our game. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And Cameron has it over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Okay, the starters for the Miami Dolphins offensively. Charles, who are we highlighting?
Got to highlight Jay Ajayi, their running back. Came out of Boise State as a 5th-round pick, but most people had his talent much more like a 2nd round. There were some medical concerns with the knee, but he can do it all. Run, catch, block. He's truly a 3-down back.
Here's New England defensively. Last year, the #1 overall defense as far as points given up goes, and they've got a lot coming back in 2017.
Yeah, they certainly do. And let's go back to the Super Bowl. Trey Flowers, who was their leading sack guy in 2006, he had 7 in the regular season. He was a monster in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. He's back there for them. How about Dante Hightower at linebacker? His first Pro Bowl in 2016. And then just moving on back to the secondary. Devin McCourty, the guy who quarterbacks him back as safety, he's been to the Pro Bowl as a corner and as a free safety. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's Tannehill. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. We call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They run again with Ajayi. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain.
For someone who piled up the yardage that Jay Ajayi did in 2016, I think it was a strange type of a year. How many runners do you know that will end the season with more 200-yard games on the ground than 100-yard games and end up over 1,000?
Very, very strange. 3 200-yard games, just 1 100-yard game. All in all, though, how do you see a season? A rough start, but looked pretty good in the end.
Rough start, but a really good offensive line that continues to grow. I think the future's really bright for Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins next season.
Here we go on 4th. Tannehill. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter. Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown. And that last one, that hurts. So after the INT, it's Brady. The throw left side, complete to Hogan. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. Still on his feet. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
They go play action here on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Throwing is Brady on third down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They come out here in the eye. Tannehill now, they give to Ajayi. And he's got some space here. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. A nice gain of 21 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, they created a big run. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Tannehill, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And now it's third down. Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Tannehill. That is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jay Ajayi there out of the backfield. That'll bring up second down.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
And he's got him. It's the tight end, Cameron. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jordan Cameron, 42 yards. And the Dolphins are in for 6. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Patriots again on offense, the Super Bowl champions. And, boy, they have been able to do it a lot of times, Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them through the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Dion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, including 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin, and he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Going back to Lander. This time he's got him complete. So how about that one, Charles? We haven't seen that in a while. The illegal forward pass.
The quarterbacks get so much leeway on this play that you're right, Brandon. It is very rare that we see the call come out for a legal forward pass.
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. And he finds Stills complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. And it's the linebacker, Shea McClellan, with a pick. Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. And this is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing for New England. That's the amazing part. On offense, all right? Offensive linemen change, receivers change, running backs change. We know the one constant is Tom Brady, and that's a huge deal for them. But to be able to do it in what you call the parity times, and you're exactly right, everyone's supposed to be pretty equal. New England still a top 10 offense year in and year out. In 2016, they were number 4, and that helped them with a number 1 ranked defense as well.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Throwing now is Brady. This is caught. It's Julian Edelman. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Surveying the field. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. Last year for Edelman, just below 100 receptions, 98, over 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. And, you know, this is a guy that gets a lot of pub for being that perfect receiver for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. What's his role going forward?
I think his role going forward is to be a bona fide #1 receiver in the NFL, meaning he's not just a Tom Brady receiver. He's that guy for anyone. And he spent so much time proving himself as he got into the league, just what you were talking about. Can I have a role here with New England? Now it's not just proving himself. It's continuing to develop in his craft. And I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. He never gave up on himself in his dreams, and he doesn't give up on any single play.
And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now it's 2nd and 7. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Again, it's Brady. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Finding time. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Whether you deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Brady gives now to Blunt. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the 3rd quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Brandon, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every inch of the field to try and spread things out, and when you're running back and catch the ball as well, that can only help your offense.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. And right side caught. Hogan. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Brady. Open man left side is Gronkowski. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4.
Well, there it is. Brady connected with Gronk, but at this stage of the game, this is kind of late for them. I'm used to this happening right out of the gate.
Yeah, we were thinking we would see this per usual. First quarter, definitely second quarter, but not the case.
And their offense not moving the ball like they normally do. They're losing the game. Those two need to get together and fast.
Here's the battering ram Blunt. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 6 on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
And this is a spot where you have your offense stay out there to get those few inches. It's too long for a field goal. It's not worth punting. So this is the right decision as far as I'm concerned, and they wind up picking up the first down.
They come out here in the eye. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A gain of 3, second down.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. On second down, here's Garoppolo. His throw incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver. Third down here. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
To throw, it's Brady. Trying to hit the tight end Bennett, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
2 Patriots there to bring him down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. How about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah.
And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Back now in Miami. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. It's caught inside the 25. And they got 29 yards there. And that's good for a New England 1st down.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop. Second down to the offense, needing 5 yards.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
When you've got a big guy like that in your backfield who runs as a big man and breaks tackles, it is paramount for a defense to have extra defenders in his vicinity at all times. Because you got to figure he's going to break through the first guy. You're going to need tacklers 2, 3, 4.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Julian Edelman from 3 yards out. And the Patriots have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. 2 Patriots there to bring him down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them.
Ajayi's going to go. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Ajayi, 67 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
That's fielded in the end zone. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see. LeGarrette Blount past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. LeGarrette Blount, 67 yards. And the Patriots have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Well, at this stage in the 4th, I thought they might work it down the field a little differently, but they go with the run. Hole opens up, and he's gone.
Were we mind melding there? Because you're thinking differently, meaning throwing the ball, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. With that time on the clock, I thought the ball would be in the air on just about every play. And they came back and got them with a surprise because I think the defense was planning for that as well. That took some fortitude as a play caller. Give him high marks for making it happen.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Now it's Ajayi. Room here to run. He's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They run with Ajayi. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Ajayi. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They come out here in the I. This is Ajayi. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. So with next to nothing left on the clock, they get Charles what should be the game-winning touchdown catch.
That felt so much like practice and preparation coming together. So many times your last practice of the week, you score the game-winning touchdown. Everyone leaves the field feeling good about themselves. They got it done for real in this situation.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. They have time here, partner, for just 1 final heave.
And I have to look at from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that. But also, you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat-and-mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there.